Hi, it's Michael Taylor from Trackworthy.com, and today we're at the head office of BMW Canada, and we're here to pick up this 2017 BMW i8 Protonic Red Edition. So the i8 represents the pinnacle of design and technology right now for BMW. It is a hybrid car, a 131 horsepower electric motor driving the front axle, a 231 horsepower 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine powering the rear axle. So combined, you've got 4-wheel drive and 362 horsepower. So you have 3 options when it comes to charging your i8 or any of the other BMW hybrid cars. What we're currently using is from a BMW charging station. You can have these installed in your garage. It takes approximately 2 hours, and you can do that and be fully charged and have a 24-kilometer range. Second option, which is much less common, is to see one of these DC chargers, and these take just 30 minutes, which is extremely fast. The third option is a portable charger, and as you can see, this plugs into any wall socket. Plug this into your car, and within about 8 hours, or in other words overnight, your car is fully charged. So if you're staying at a hotel or a friend's place or doing it in your garage because you don't have one of these, overnight you can get the car charged, and that'll give you the 24-kilometer range, but you're never solely reliant on the batteries or the charge. You've got a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine in the back, and as long as you have gas in your tank, no range anxiety. So 3 options, all of them very convenient, very easy to use, and when you're done, simply unplug it, put the cap back on, and away you go. A surprisingly normal car to drive. Hopefully, as you can hear now, we're driving on electric only, and obviously quite quiet, as most electric cars are. And then move the shifter over to the left, get into sport, and the gasoline powered engine fires up, so you get the 230 extra horsepower out of the 1.5 liter turbo in the back, driving the rear axle. And once that's going, you can play with the paddle shifters and make all sorts of nice sounds with this surprisingly noisy and robust sounding 1.5 liter inline 3-cylinder engine. Does need to get used to getting in and out of the car. It is a bit of a maneuver, and once you have it down pat, you can not look silly when you get in and get out of your car, because you do have to look good when you're doing this because everybody's watching you. So as we maneuver our way through the congested traffic of Toronto, an amazingly maneuverable car, very light. The car only weighs roughly 33 or 3,400 pounds, so it is quite light, and it feels very light. The 131 horsepower electric motor gives you plenty of get up and go, so you really don't, you would never know that you're running a 131 horsepower electric motor. And it certainly doesn't feel like a front wheel drive car, even though right now it is front wheel because we're only using the electric motor. It would be fun to take it to a racetrack and put it in sport mode and see how the car performs under heavy acceleration and braking and cornering. It has quite a low center of gravity. With four-wheel drive, it could be a lot of fun exiting corners under full throttle. Interesting fact, when the car is fully charged and you go from 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, it will do it on electric only in 4.5 seconds. If you put the shifter over to the left and get into sport mode and get the electric motor driving the front, the 3-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine powering the back, do 0 to 60 again or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour and it'll take you 4.4 seconds. So it's 1/10 of a second quicker from 0 to 60 using all-wheel drive versus using just the electric front-wheel drive. Fuel economy is 8.3 liters per 100 kilometers, which is very respectable. In fact, I think that would make this one of the top 10 most fuel-efficient cars available right now, with an 8.3 liters per 100 kilometer combined fuel average. Up to 24 kilometers on electric only, and up to 120 kilometers per hour. So you can go fairly far and fairly quickly. I'm going to turn off the gasoline-powered engine, and it should become quite quiet as we cruise along using no fossil fuels at all. For the few people who can afford spending several $100,000 on a car, this is absolutely something they should consider. This car has an MSRP starting price of $149,800. This one has the Protonic Red limited edition, only 15 of these in Canada, few number of these cars in the United States and elsewhere in the world. That is a $13,500 option. This car also has laser headlights, which sounds amazing. We were hoping that it might be able to slice through the cars in front of us and reduce traffic, but that did not seem to work. So with those two options, this car lists out at $172,900. When you add in a couple of $1,000s for delivery and destination, add in the inevitable HST. When you show up at your BMW dealership and hand over $200,000, he will give you roughly $3,200 back. If you want to get into something like an Audi R8, that starts at $184,000 plus options plus tax. And if you'd like to get into a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, which I know are different cars, much sportier than this one, much more aggressive cars, but those start at roughly $250,000 and go up to $500,000. Or if you want to get the hybrid of the Ferrari, you're looking at almost $2 million. So as far as BMWs are concerned, this is absolutely a stunning car. As I said, $149,000 list price. But for someone like myself, if I could put a BMW M2 and a BMW M4 in my garage and still have several $1,000s left over, I think personally that's the way I would go. But this is not competing with an M2 or an M4. This is a much more sophisticated car. The ride is really quite smooth, not jarring at all, exquisite seats, not a lot of challenge in terms of visibility, not a lot of blind spots, cameras for parking up, lots of parking sensors. So my only two nitpicks with this car, the windows open, but they don't open all the way. So you end up with a little sliver of window when you go to put your arm, and it's a little high too, so it's not the most comfortable driving position with your arm out the window. And the other thing that I found kind of strange is there's no AM radio in this car. So living in a city like Toronto or any other big urban area, you want to tune into your traffic reports. And this has satellite radio, and this has FM. Obviously you can hook up your other electronic devices to the car, but there is no AM radio in this car. Thanks for watching. Lots more videos to come. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see all of our exclusive content. And drive safely, and we will see you soon.